Good morning, folks. I'm crouching to get in the camera because they don't have tall person camera lenses on this camera, anyways. So one of my favorite morning songs that I love to start my day with, "Texas Sun" by Leon Bridges. Can't beat it in my world. Roasting one of my favorite coffees of all times now, the Costa Rica Black Honey. Oh, it is so good. Made some kind of chili / spaghetti sauce yesterday and froze 2 big tubs of it. That was a good idea, and I should do lots and lots of that kind of stuff. Because then I have portions of food for when I have a client up here. Put it in the crock pot, and it's hot, waiting, ready for when we take a break. I think that's going to be my general rule of thumb. But, I did my best pierogies so far last night. Just reduced the boiling a bit more, which I wanted to do. Been working on it, get that perfect balance, and then increase the frying part. Browned them nicely. None of them exploded before I ate them. And in my chili / tomato sauce, I put a whole bunch of garden tomatoes in it. That was really nice. And dogs had a good walk. That's on video. My trailer's out and over in a new place, but I haven't set it up yet because I don't really have to. So I put all my focus on the chicken coop yesterday, get a whole bunch of stuff done. And then tomorrow I have some friends over helping me just do some stuff around here. And a little bit of work the next day. And then it's time to start the pumpkin. You know, it is a special time of year. It really is. Always, everything I ever read kind of pointed to the idea, the concept of, they called the veils were the thinnest between the worlds. And that is a very special time, has been for me, and especially now is. Whether that means that there's the portal we have will be even more open, I think it might lean in that direction. We'll see. Everything's an exploration. Everything's an experiment to some degree. I just like doing an experiment that I've decided to take part in rather than have one enforced upon me. So I'm much more into this experiment. So this is my one. And I'm going to see how far I can reach with this healing lantern energetically. You know, and there's so many people out there, because they can't perceive certain realities, certain aspects of realities, they just believe nothing exists. Well, that's it's a little dull of a way of thinking, but different strokes for different folks. Not my stroke. And you know, one of the biggest gifts Raven gave me was, I used to be self-conscious to some degree as I grew up, less and less, of what others thought of me, what I did. Did it fit? Did it balance in with others' expectations? And now, I like, don't get me wrong, I like being loved, and I love loving and stuff, but it's not going to change how I follow my path, follow my heart, because that's just an entirely different thing. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah. A moment more. This is a very, very soft crack in the black honey, Costa Rican black honey. Oh, there's a little bit more of a crack, but still, it's a very soft. Kind of want to put those back. Wow, get it. Oh, ooh, ah. 3 cups is good enough for contrast. Yeah, the black honey is an absolute winner. I'd buy 5 pounds of it if it was at a good price, for sure. Love it, love it, love it, love it. The Costa Rica red honey was nice, but the black honey just takes the pot. Make sure that there's not one little bean left. There. Water on for a moment just to get it back up. It's a beautiful color. I just get into the color like that. As an artist, it's amazing the browns and reds and like kind of hints of mauve in the browns and stuff. It's just here. I'm gonna have to. I don't know how the focus is. I'll just give it a few. But this is entirely, absolutely, not by chance, going to be an amazing cup of coffee. Whenever this lady sings on this piece, I feel like it's Raven's heart speaking. And that is, it's called Hope. Featuring Lisa, someone, doesn't say the whole name. Fat Freddy's Drop, but it's called Hope. That's kind of nice. Actually, I could always... I don't know if I can start it again. Probably not. Yes, I can. Okay. So I have my little filter thing set up. going to warm the cup. Because it's cold. Don't waste the water, because that can go into my chaga tea pot. Unless it's overflow. Woohoo! I meant to call Don and invite him over for a coffee. Darn. Oh well, I'll do it after. I've never had anyone on my videos before, I don't think. So that is something, I've mentioned it before, I'd like to start just having appearances of someone visiting. I think that's about, that should be about it. So I saw this giant wasp hornety thing. I mean, this was like giant. It was like that big. Its abdomen was like the size of my index finger here. No exaggeration. But I did look it up, and it said that the Japanese killer hornets or whatever have not gotten here, and that it's one of a number of different large wasp-looking things. There's a cicada killer, which it definitely wasn't. But anyways, saw it twice, or saw a different one 2 different times. Right here. Both times entering my barn. That's very comforting. Hope for a generation. Hope for a few generations. There's Raven's voice. Not gonna let them keep me, not gonna let them hold me down. That's Raven's words. She's telling us to hold on to the same sentiment. Do not be slaves. That's what she's saying. That's what she said before she left. Raven had a habit of saying things way ahead of time and then manifesting, and people going, oh yeah, she told me so. So just saying, my lovely friends, all of you, I don't care what you do and what you've done, you're still my friends. Yeah. Oh gosh, start my day with a black honey. So good. Then I have to call my accountant, which I've been kind of procrastinating. I hate doing that kind of stuff. Well, my ex-accountant, my previous accountant. Get that all sorted out, work on the chicken coop. Maybe do a little bit of setting up the trailer. I don't know yet, but I want to put more into the chicken coop. Gosh, that is a good cup of coffee. Holy shit. You know what? Okay, if you were to imagine the difference between a roasted, pre-roasted cup of coffee you get somewhere, even pre-ground or not, doesn't matter, and then what I'm experiencing here is like, so we're in third dimension, 3 dimensions, right? Space, time, and all that. So if your perceptions were dialed up so that you took on, like you were brighter, you were able to take on more from your senses, from that which is around you, and therefore drinking a cup of coffee, you tasted it just on this brighter, wider, deeper, fuller wavelength. That's kind of what it feels like. Not saying it is, but that's just a description to get across how much of a difference I feel and taste in this coffee, for example. Gosh. I almost feel giddy from just what I'm accessing here. I do want to, at some point, once I've got my roasting down really good, got to figure out a way to roast a little bit more at a time, but still stay grassroots on a fire, open fire. And then I want to line up a kind of bean that I want to roast for a while, and then I want to actually do small batches of outdoor campfire roasted coffee. Right now I'm doing it on propane, but in this case I would do it over a wood fire, smoky wood fire, to get that smokiness into it as well. It would have all the smells, everything of the outdoors and the season that it's done in, winter, summer, whatever. I just think it would be a really wonderful experience. I'd probably just sell it, sell a half pound. It's more of a savoring kind of coffee, I think it will be. I won't go too crazy on cost, because it's got to be affordable, but at the same time I want it to be a really exotic, neat coffee. That's something for, it's a nomad coffee idea. It probably won't happen until 2022, just because of all the stuff I have to do. But it's all good, folks. It's all good. And for those of you that are having a difficult time right now, just rest assured, no matter what paradigm you've bought into, no matter what side you've perceived, because there really are no sides, it's all an illusion. But whatever you perceive, don't worry, there are ways through this. There are doorways opening at every moment of opportunity. So just because we may not see something now doesn't mean there isn't a door opening in 2 seconds that answers that. I feel it unfolding. And at the same time I get frustrated at times, and I feel it's important to vocalize and move that energy in other ways physically, because you don't want it stuck inside you. And most of you, I don't have to say anything about taking supplements and things. Whatever you feel is healthy, go for it. Me, I try my best. I've wavered with the eating thing, kind of fallen into the bachelor program here. But I do my best to eat well, and I take my vitamins and as supplements, and I take chaga tea, reishi mushroom, and on occasion pine needle tea. I was doing that a lot in the spring and summer. yeah, we're going to get through this. We are getting through this. I just personally choose to hone into a more natural, to me, the natural speaks to me. If anyone knows anything about Goethe, it's a great book by a Goethean scientist, Henri Bortoft. If you didn't know better, you might think it was Henry. But it's called The Wholeness of Nature, and if you're interested, that book, that was written back at Newton's time. There was Newton and Goethe, and Newton's The Politics won, money talked, and Newton's scientific model took root because there were funds that backed them. And Goethe said, I'm paraphrasing, he said that if you go this route of Newton, where the basis of his science, which is the one we've embraced, is that you dissect something to learn about it. And Goethe said you can't dissect nature. Nature is a whole. You can't just take it into pieces and analyze it, which is what all our medicine is based on. Even at its least corrupt level, it is still Newtonian science. Goethe said that if you embrace this, which we have, he said that you will find yourself not far in the future, which is where we are, you will find yourselves disconnected from nature. You feel like you're not a part of it. And you will be destroying nature because you've divorced yourself of it. Look around you, folks. This is a lot bigger of a pit that we've fallen into than we think. Even with the corruption aside, we need to change. We need to turn about face. I think we need to rethink. Actually, no. Rethink is the wrong term. Because we're using the old mechanism for a new problem. We need to think. We need to get out of the box. So I'll just use, rather than thinking, I'll use the heart mechanism, which would be more feeling. We need to feel through our hearts out of this mess. Thinking doesn't do it. Everyone's told us, if you look into Einstein, you look into the real Tesla, not the fake Musk. Smell that musk. Ugh. No, the real Tesla. The real thinkers, the real feelers. You know, there were people who connected to something bigger, but because we heard it or perceived it from a perspective of flat, squished perception, reduced perception, we perceived it in a certain way. I want to get this across some point. I think I need to get it across in my book that I'm going to write this winter, in the world's scariest winter. That's what I want to do. That book is going to come out of the crucible. I want this to be as real as possible. I'm going to do some self-tattooing as well to go deeper. One of the best coffees ever. Oh my god. Yeah, so I really intend to write this book. Got a lot of friends that can help me in the editing stages. Guy Crittenden, Lisa Beretta. There's a handful of people, including my sister Hannah, is very, very good at this kind of thing. But I really want to put out an absolutely priceless book, which will just encapsulate my approach to the soul print experience. It's got to get out there, and it's got to be taken more seriously, and I've got to take it more seriously. I've got to take it deeper. Ravens set me up for this. I've got everything I need. Oh my gosh, that was a good coffee. It's like someone switched on my tongue to be able to register so much more taste. Wow. It's like going from a shitty little AM radio to surround sound with a woofer, subwoofer, sound wise. That kind of difference. Whoa. Wow. So yeah, folks, there's a lot gonna happen, is happening and gonna happen in the world and focused around here specific to me, both areas and your worlds. And it's gonna be good. There's gonna be some challenges, but you know, if anything is switching from an old to a new, there's gonna be challenges. You know, even like I just got this mental image of jumped into my mind of a zipper. And a zipper, when stuff gets caught in it and you got that snag, it is a hell of a mess, and you got to be careful that you don't pull it completely off its little tracks and things. Is that kind of where we're at? Got a snag in our zipper? Who knows? But I'll tell you, my military Army surplus sleeping bag, oh, the zippers on that remind me of the old days. Big metal zippers with special fabric guards so that you can just zip it up and down and none of your sleeping bag gets caught in it. Now, why is it that no coats or sleeping bags do that? And expensive coats and sleeping bags. Constantly you're getting everything stuck in the zipper. It's pretty easy to do when you're not trying to rake in the dough from rip off people. You know, the military do it when they want something to last. Why is it that we're in this very carefully manicured and manufactured world? And I'm sure no one will argue with this aspect. Things are around us made to fall apart. Whether they're from China or Singapore or India or wherever, doesn't matter. Bottom line is, aside from all that, is that things are being made to fall apart. Electronically and otherwise. And we have become very used to this. Oh shit, did I leave the truck with the windows open? Shit. Sorry. And we become really used to that. So I notice the hypnotic trance of anything that is, you know, rolled out like a red carpet flawlessly, or at least seemingly flawlessly. People around get used to that and it becomes invisible. They become desensitized to it, and hence they're in a trance. And this is the scary part of our reality, is it's very easy for us to get entranced in something and not notice anymore the glitch in the program, as they say in the Matrix. And I pay close attention to this, whether it's because of my focus on sacred geometry all my life and patterns and how they connect and don't connect. That's part of it for sure. My mother always said, Damon, why do you think so much? Like, why do you need to think things, and analyze, look at different options? Why would someone not, is how I see things anyways. Doesn't matter. I'm going to stop this because I don't want to go into that two-part thing. So that was my ramble for the day. Anyone have any questions or anything they want me to ramble about, just let me know. Have a wonderful day.